Today's mini lesson is on los adjetivos demonstrativos. As you can notice from the title, adjetivos is telling us these are adjectives, meaning adjectives make agreement in Spanish. In this case, we have to consider masculine or feminine, singular or plural. We've done this all the time with adjectives, in particular the word the. That's called a definite article, and we have to consider, is it a masculine word or is it feminine? Is it in the singular form or is it plural? And we can see that this also plays a role, as it can help us to decide which of the demonstrative adjectives we should use. Here's a simple rhyme you should keep in mind. This and these have T's, that and those don't. So when we want the word this or the word these, it should have a T in the word. And if we don't want the word this or these and we now want that or those, there's distance from us, we can no longer touch it, we drop the T. What that means is this compared to that. Notice the T is dropped. This compared to that. So on and so on. These compared to those. The easiest way to go about this is if you can keep in your mind visually the word the, el, la, los, or las. Let's do an example. Casa. Casa is house. What's the word the that goes with casa? La casa. So I only have three options to choose from. If I want to say this house, I'm going to say esta casa. That house, esa casa. That house over there, aquella casa. Let's do another example. Guantes. Let's say you're in the store and you want to buy some gloves. Guantes. What's the word for gloves? Los guantes. So we're going to say estos guantes for these gloves, esos guantes for those gloves, aquellos guantes for those gloves over there. Remember, el, la, los, and las will help to decipher if you're going to be using the masculine or the feminine forms, the singular or the plural. And remember, if it has a T, it's close to you. This and these, that and those. While aquel, aquella, aquellos, and aquellas shows greater distance from the speaker. So you can see in all these examples, they look exactly the same for this and these, that and those. They're very, very similar, this compared to that, except I've left in red so that way you can see that every time it's this or these, where it's closer to you, it actually has a T in it. So this skirt, esta falda. That skirt, esa falda. This hat, este sombrero. That hat, ese sombrero. These shoes, estos sombreros. Those shoes, esos sombreros. Again, notice the T. You can touch it. It's close to you. This and these will have the T's. That and those don't. So you have 5 sentences here for translation. Let's check them out. I'll give you one example, and then I'd like you to pause the video and see if you can do the rest on your own. Don't worry if you have minor mistakes. We're looking for the demonstrative adjectives to see how they really work. So number 1 says, I like these shoes, but I don't like those over there. So we know that the verb I like is not actually going to be yo. We're never going to say yo me gusta. We're going to say me gustan, and I'm going to use the gustan form, an, because it's plural shoes. Me gustan los zapatos. Well, I want these shoes, so I'm going to say me gustan estos zapatos. Pero no me gustan aquellos. No me gustan aquellos. Go ahead and pause the video, see what you come up with for these examples. When you're done, continue on. Great job. Let's look at number 1 together, and you can do the rest on your own. If you see in number 1, as I mentioned, we have the word me gustan because shoes is plural. I started with the word los, estos zapatos, because it's these shoes compared to esos zapatos would be those shoes. Pero no me gustan aquellos. What happened to the word zapatos? Here it's estos zapatos. Shouldn't it be aquellos zapatos? True, but what we can do is we can change a demonstrative adjective, which is this, into a demonstrative pronoun, which is this. And hopefully you notice all we've done is add the accent mark, and then the word we're using, the noun, disappears. So aquellos zapatos can become aquellos by adding an accent mark over the stressed vowel, and zapatos disappears. We could have done that here, but it wouldn't have made any sense then in context, because we wouldn't have known about the shoes. But let's pretend we did. We could cross out zapatos, and I could add an accent over the E and say, me gustan estos, pero no me gustan aquellos. And the English translation would then become, forget the shoes, I like these, but I don't like those over there. So we drop the noun and we add an accent to make that into a pronoun. Otherwise, this is a demonstrative adjective. Check the rest of your work, see how you did. Good work. Continue on. So now it's your turn for practice. You can see I have several different items here. What you need to do is consider what's the word the that can actually go in front of these words. For example, corbata. We know it's going to be the word la. I can see here that it says this, so I know I want a T in my answer, so I'm going to say esta corbata. Your turn. See what you can come up with. Great job. Hopefully you came up with these answers. Corbata, esta corbata. And you can see then camiseta, esta camiseta. We have these in green are the feminine singular forms. All the yellows would be our masculine singular forms. You can see then in the blue, we have the feminine plurals, and we have some examples of masculine plurals in this pinkish color. Again, the word the is very important to dictate which word we're actually going to use in the demonstrative adjectives. So these were the word la, this was the word el, and we had the word los, and that helps to show we should see consistency throughout the adjective forms. Las botas, so we have esas botas. If I wanted these boots, it'd be estas botas. Muchas gracias.